Hey buds, welcome back to Metallica and welcome back to the next episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I forgot the last two episodes revolved around just staying in an airplane the entire time and discovering the Spice Girl, which she's pretty sick by the way. Just can't stand the sound effects of the rubber. That's it. That's the bad part. But we finally made it into the city, so we are getting one step closer every day to finding out who the fuck this guy is. Let's get into it. Hi, how's it going? Check out this thing. Greatly appreciate it. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing if you like the content. Consider supporting the content. It makes me feel good. It makes me know, hey, you're doing a good job. Also, hey, you might be wondering, hey, why do you look familiar? Why are you dressed like that? I'm dressed as Messiah Say. Messiah Say, Momo, whatever you want to call her. We're seeing the Dan and Dan movie show, the first 3 episodes tonight. So, hey, we're gonna do a little casual cosplay. But anyway, this is a little story from the past. My name is Doppio. Doppio?
ほんの少し昔の物語。時は1965年の夏まで遡る。瞬く間に過ぎ、成長すると少年は臆病でどんくさいやつとの評判が立った。
Yeah. So he just looked pink at the time. Okay, which is totally fine, and fair. He got beautiful neon pink hair, which would be pretty sick, by the way. All right.
じゃあ僕はもう行くから。
So now the question is this the guy that we've been learning about? Is this the mob boss? It looks like her. So I mean, it could be her father, which means it would be him. Of course, we're gonna learn all this stuff probably in the next 2 episodes as well. But it's just very interesting that like we're going straight into his backstory.
好きなの？カエル。私も好き。
Ma'am, you better fucking have sunscreen on or something. That's nuts.
そうだな。
そうだな。
お前は性格はさっぱりしとるし。
Interesting.
きっとそれが一番ぴったりなのだな。
So then what the fuck happened? Again, we don't have the clarification. I don't have the clarification yet if this is who I think it is. But like so far, you know, he seems like a well-mannered individual. He's a little nervous at times, a little jittery, right? He's got a cute girlfriend now. Good for you, getting some water. And you want to be a sailor. So what happened to the point where you became a nuts ass mob boss that would murder your daughter?
いや、それにしては。
慎重にコンクリを削っていくと、出てきたのは女性。養子にした彼を産んだ母親だった。
And she's fucking alive, and that's a pink strand of hair. It was the woman who gave birth to the boy the priest took in. What? Okay. That's fucking crazy, dude. She's been alive this whole time. How? Her mouth is sewn shut. She's buried. What the fuck? This is who's in the walls.
この髪の色は。
You're not a well-mannered boy. I was so excited because I'm like, oh my god, he's probably doing something nice deep down. He's probably got a good reason to be a mob boss or something. I don't know. And now we're wrong. And that is crazy. I don't know how his ability work would correspond to that if it's who I think it is again. We gotta learn more. I don't want to.
その夜、村は大火事に見舞われ、強風がすべての家々を焼き払った。
Holy shit.
原因は不明。死者数7名、身元不明者もいた。
Oh my god.
そして死者リストの中には、神父とその養子である彼の名も入っていた。
Right, he wants to be somebody else. The fuck? Okay, so I'm gonna assume. Right now, this is my thought process. Right now, I'm gonna assume that that's the head honcho, right? What was his name? Doppio. That's the mob boss guy, right? Okay. That girl that we met in the beginning too, that really sweet-looking, innocent lady, that must be Trish's mom, potentially. So. And then I guess then he died in the fire, and then she had the baby. The baby still, you know. Anyway, I think that's how we're doing it. That's a beautiful bug.
その秘密を利用し、決して諦めることない性格で常に勝利を収めてきている。
What the, hold on, what the fuck was that? This is fascinating. This is fascinating. That's the eyes of the stand, right? The stand had the really creepy, it was green dotty eyes, right? Let's go back a little bit. This kid, all right, so this kid might be like bipolar in a way. That stand has like a lot of control and like it talked a lot and it has a lot of personality, just like Trisha's stand does, right? I didn't even realize that the last episode is that like when Trisha's stand was talking, she was like a full fucking blown person, right? Spice Girl was like conscious and had a thought process and was able to communicate, unlike most stands, might I add. Just like his stand, if it's who I think it is, the mob boss. His stand also communicates a lot, so I wonder if there's a little bit more depth to the to that or not. You know what I mean? So I wonder if he doesn't mean to be this person or if it's just what became of it. Yeah. I tried to pause it on it, but I think that's it.
15年ほど前に別れた女の子供を探してこのサルディニアに帰ってきた。
What? Well, hold on. Hold the fuck on a second. This is this feels weird, right? You return to Sardinia to find the child of a woman you left 15 years ago. I'm assuming Trish is not that much older than that, right? Trish is probably anywhere from like 15 to like 17-ish, right? Judging by the reactions I got from doing the intros, I was like, oh my God. And then you're like, oh, I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So this has to be relatively recently, but he can't just be a mob boss like that unless he really does live two different lives. And the darker side of him runs the mob, and then he just lives his day as normal.
10万リラ払う頼むよ
Oh, that's a power move. And yeah, I mean, rightfully so. You were getting a little grippy, all right? You were getting a little grippy, so let's not go too crazy here. I did want to go and, yeah, this is so interesting. I know we're like maybe a pinky toe in or something like that into his story and what's going on here. And although I love Dio, and Dio is my number one, I love the start of this story so far for him. This is extremely interesting for me. And I know a lot of people love the part 4 guy, and he was pretty cool too. Kara was a pretty cool guy, but this is more my speed. I like this a lot.
Oh, この顔は年齢がスタンド使いではないようだ。スタンド使い。人の本質を見抜く知恵を持ち。
Oh my God, I love this. I love this so much. This was the last fucking thing I was expecting. This is so interesting. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Okay, so we are Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Frankenstein. We're bipolar, but like we're the Hulk, kind of. I don't know. It's a lot to try to break down here, but that is really, really interesting. Where does that body come from? Why does that happen the way it is? Oh my God.
なんて美しい手相なんだ。こんな手は初めて見た。はい、おかしいぞ。急におかしくなった。
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I know the lifeline has completely changed, but that's your fucking hand, bro. All right, I'm fairly certain both of your hands don't look the same. I didn't really get a good look of what his hand looked like, but the skin tone of that hand and the skin tone of your hand, I think you're holding on to your own fucking hand. Bro, look at your other arm. And he's just fucking gone. Honestly, I love him. I love this. This guy's sick. Good villain. He can just fucking vanish in a thin. That ability, honestly, is fucking crazy. You know, just to like erase the boom. You're just fucking gone. You can get a lot. Like you can do a lot and get not anywhere, but like make some pretty good leeway in that amount of time. You know, I don't remember if it was like 8 or like 15 seconds. It was around there. But like, even just walking, you're fucking gone. This is awesome.
お客さん、どちらまで？
エメラルド海岸まで。
はいよ。
And maybe that's why they have to hide his identity so much, is because he just fucking walks around. This dude just fucking lives among the people. So it's not necessarily hiding it from us as the viewer, as it is more of hiding it from the entirety of the town, because maybe everybody knows him or recognizes him or some shit like that. You know, you can't be a mob boss and just like casually stroll fucking around town unless you have this other persona, you know, that I guess would have the same hairstyle, right? They both have pink hair. He's just more jacked. We'll figure it out. There he is. Risotto. Are we gonna see his stats? Did we see the stats last time? All right, let's see real quick here. Real quick. Is this just what we've done? Is this just what we've done previously? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, it's like a smaller version of what we did in part 3. Just a little bit of a travel. It's a little bit more condensed, but still quite active and eventful.
さっきポッケに隠しただろがよ。ズボンの内側に封筒隠すの見たぜ。
Well, he is being very aggressive, and if he is ripping this dude off, you are bound to rip off the wrong person at the wrong time. So I guess this is possibly a learning experience for you, Mr. Taxi Driver. But I don't think you'll be learning anything. At least in the last 10 seconds, you will, and then you will not remember anything or know anything. You won't exist.
どれ見せてみろ。
触らないで。頭痛が。
ほれ、あった。
I'm telling you, that's fucking crazy. There's no fucking way, dude, that you are sticking your finger behind this person's fucking eyeball. That is out of control. It is invasive, is the best word I can use to describe this. What? That was not a fucking phone ringing. And get your finger out of his eye. Why do I have to tell you that?
知らないよ。何を言って。また鳴ったぞ。
What the fuck is going on? This is so weird. Is he distracting his other persona with the fucking ringing of the phone by making that stupid noise?
確かに見てはならない写真を見てしまったと。はい、すいませんでした。
I'm so fascinated by I love this episode. This is one of my favorite episodes so far. This is very, like, there's just so much to process. There's so much going on. There's so much like lore and like there's and just like slowly unfolding things. And then like when we think we know a little bit more, they trickle in something else. And they're like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? I'm like, I don't have any. That's a lot to process, you know? And then they hit you with a finger behind the eyeball just to really put a cherry on top. Or an eyeball on top. I don't really know. It's the right amount of uncomfortable with the right amount of lore drop with the right amount of what the fuck is going on. That is this episode. Thank you for being here with me.
お前の正体は決してバレずに奴に近づかなくてはならない。リゾットの能力は私にとっても謎だからな。2メートルまで奴をおびき寄せろ。それがキングクリムゾンの確実な射程だ。
Okay, so you do have a very tight. It seems to be the case whenever there's a really strong stand, be within 2 meters. That's like what, like 5-6 feet-ish. It's a respectful range. It's a very good range for any kind of close brawler. But if you exist in a world where like people can have stands that can hit you from miles and miles away, the entirety of the stand community, industry, I don't know, genre, is a game of rock, paper, scissors in a way. And yeah, you can kind of like think your way through some of these interactions and stuff, but sometimes there are just stands that are better than other stands in certain categories. You know, this one being able to like be very close and pause time and erase time and beat the living shit out of people. What would you do against like, well, I guess you would just have to make sure you pause it at the right time to be able to dodge and try to work your way closer, because erasing that time frame allows you to make that gap and to get in there. Also depends on how often he can use it as well, because there was the sniper from like the last part, and I'm pretty sure it was a sniper, right? It was someone that can shoot from far away, some shit like that. How do you interact with that? If you didn't know that that sniper was there, you're just done so. So you gotta come into these situations with a little bit more creativity and understanding of what stands like strengths and weaknesses are to really be able to do this. He's got a very strong stance, so we're gonna have to fucking learn this shit and get an attack plan for this, because this is crazy. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, if all of you have watched or seen Demon Slayer, not the most recent the Swordsmith season. This reminds me of the villain from that one. I won't go into too much into detail just in case some people are watching, but it's got a similar context of like multiple personalities and like a cowardice main personality and like a more powerful and controlling one that may exist within. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's still too much to say, but if you get what I'm saying, it's just a thing that we've seen it kind of twice in a way.
気のせいか、こいつの表情には演技ではない無知と怯えがある。もしパッションでの追っ手ならこんな態度は取らない。しかも赤子以上に好きだらけだ。こいつ一般人の構造だ。
You fucking think so? You better fucking watch your eyeballs. All right, this guy is unhinged. He will. The thing is, that's kind of how you have to be. All right, if you're getting aggressed by somebody, or if you need to really assert dominance or assert yourself in a situation, doing weird shit like that will give you that kind of result. All right, because yeah, you could push people and shove people, but that's like a normal aggression thing, and that might like resonate with their like mentality. But if you fucking grab the inside of their cheek, if you stick your eyeball behind, like, once you break through that like generic more mindset, you will start getting people's more authentic reactions of like, what the fuck is going on? I need to get out of this situation. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting what do we want to call it? Just a mental thing, all right, for lack of a better explanation.
その左足の靴の下にあるじゃないか。何を隠した？見て納得したら帰るぜ。何
なんですか?
Interesting. Well, all right. It's weird, right? Because like technically, if he does just show him the picture, it's just a picture. You know, there's nothing revealing to him. It's more of a danger to the JoJo group than it is to this guy, Risotto, right? Is that his name? Am I don't remember if I saw it correctly or not. So technically we could just show him the picture and he can be on his way, unless we do really want to bring him in close so we can just beat the shit out of him, which could be the case too, because we do want to get rid of him. So this could be the stronger personality using the weaker personality. Doppio. I don't know which one, if they're all Doppio. I don't know if this one specifically is Doppio. As bait. And you'd be like, oh, this guy's just a regular fucking dude. All right, well, here, I'm gonna get my knife. And once he gets in for the knife, that's when you break out, hey, 2 meters, beat the living shit out. Well, I guess you wouldn't beat it. You just... Crazy. I love this. I love this episode so much.
だが、そのため逆に、お前のことにますます興味が湧いてきた。お前はやはりスタンド使いだ。
Oh my god. Guys, I'm sorry, but like I love it. I just love it so much. It's crazy because like if you're in Risotto's situation, you're right? You're hunting some guy down, you're an assassin, you're very capable of your abilities and capable as a fighter, as an assassin, and as a tracker, detective, anything, right? You will take these situations to like learn and like kind of, you know, you won't be as hesitant if you're more confident in your spouse, especially if you don't think that this is the guy you're looking for. You know what I mean? So like, but he's still pushing it a little bit more. But it's just the fact that he's like, hey, this intrigues me. I need to learn more about this shit. When you could just walk away and be fine.
お前もあの音が聞こえたな。今、お前はあの音の方をちらりと見た。
And you know what that
探ってい
is.
る音だ。用心深く偵察しているぜ。あの音と形はエアロスミスだ。奴らがついにここに来た。
Oh my god, you got him. That's nuts. You're like, hey, you hear that plane. You looked up, once you heard that plane, you looked up, and then you know what that plane is? That plane's a fucking stand, and you're a stand user. I'm gonna fucking kill you, is what's happening right now.
そしてこんな重要な場所に来るお前は何者？ボスに相当信頼されているということだ。しかも一方では。
Wait. This is the number one guy. This is, oh my god, because we talked about this on the tree. There was the tree, there was a boss man, and then there was that group to the side, which I kind of forgot what that group was. And then right underneath the boss man was the boss's number one dude. Doppio is that fucking dude, and he's also the number one guy. Well, he's the number one guy, but he's also the boss. Interesting. This show's fucking crazy. This hasn't, like, this season has been, or this part has been a little nuts. Part 4 was a little bit more crazier in the beginning because obviously there was some, this is, we're going back to the, I love this. This is why I love JoJo's. This fucking weird, crazy shit.
消えた。あれが奴の暗殺者の能力。だがどうやって？
That's a fucking nuts ability. I don't know exactly what it does yet. He basically just has been spawning stuff inside of him, but that doesn't mean he can just teleport his body around unless his ability is just teleporting shit, you know? Just I guess moving, because he was perfectly fine doing this fight at a longer range, right? So that must mean his ability must have to do something with teleportation or like moving shit from one place to another. If you have a bunch of razors, like all you need is like a bunch of pockets and shit to hide like razors and like needles and shit, and then boom, teleport it into their fucking face, which he did. But then when he fell off, how do you survive that, right? How would you be so comfortable to just fucking whoop, just fucking toss yourself back there? You would have to have the ability to move things and yourself. So teleportation-ish would be my guess for him. Stop with this. Also, what is causing that? That's the part I want to know. What's causing the ring? Is it actually the boss? And he has to like break out of his like, I'm the boss man. And then he has to make that noise to like get in contact with Doppio. You know what I mean? It's funny to think about the relation of how that works.
Doppio yo. Oh, Doppio.
Yeah.
私の可愛いドッピオ。お前に私のキングクリムゾンの能力の一部を与え
A portion of my King Crimson's ability. You just had a fucking mouth on you. What the fuck is going on? I need a fucking. We're just gonna keep watching.
てやったのを忘れたか。今こそそれを使うのだ。
This was awesome. This was one of my favorite episodes. And like again, I am enjoying the show thoroughly, but this was one of my favorites. This was very good. I guess I don't need a JoJo to enjoy JoJo's, you know what I mean? We're back. I was so excited to watch the second episode, and then the server thing shut down, and I couldn't watch it immediately. And I'm like, I will lose my mind if I have to push this episode back an additional week. So thankfully, we don't have to. Anyway.
お前に私のキングクリムゾンの能力の一部を与えてやったのを忘れたか。今こそそれを使うのだ。お前にはキングクリムゾンの腕とエピタフがある。
You have King Crimson's arms and epitaph at your disposal? What the fuck does that mean exactly? You can just give him strength?
多少のダメージは覚悟するのだ。どうやって奴が攻撃してくるのか、その動きを数秒後しっかりと見極めろ。
近づいてくるってことはボス
This would give me so much goddamn anxiety. All right, if you could see what's going to happen, but like you have to let it happen anyway. The fact seeing that kind of shit, you're like, that's gonna fucking suck. But then you have to like endure it anyway. I'm sure after like exposure therapy, like you'd get used to it at some point. But like, if I just randomly grew a face on my face, and it was like, hey, so you can see things that you normally can't see, and oh yeah, you're about to get into a car accident, but just chill, you'll be fine afterwards. You'll survive. It would be rough.
しっかりと見極めれば弱点がわかる。そして奴の2メートル以内に近づいてキングクリムゾンの腕で叩くのだ。ドッピ。
Okay, so why? I guess we're not supposed to know why yet, though. But why? Why not just have him come out? Unless that is the full stand talking. So he's not like, well, it's weird. Right? It's weird because, like, is this just the stand talking to him? Or is this the other persona talking to him? Because then why can't he come out until he's close? Because that would be the stand's ability. What the dude.
一本触れられてはいねえし口も開けてねえしかもスタンドで触れられてもいねえのにハサミが一人でに開いていく
What if he uses like the iron in your blood to make like items or some shit? I don't know. I don't know his ability at all, dude. It's just like he was able to summon razors, pins, was it pins or nails? And now scissors. Fascinating. Very strong. Both stands very strong.
暗殺者用心深く振る舞っておきながらきっちりと殺しの準備は整え済ましている
Okay.
すでに足に力が入らないんです走れるかどうかカミソリハサミこの体力の消耗のために奴は準備していたんだ
まずいぞ。
What the fuck is that face, dude? Okay. This is gonna be an interesting, I guess, like, relationship between what the soul whatever the fuck is inside wants to do compared to what's on the outside. Doppio, in the end, I think has the not mass control, the more control over the body necessarily. It's weird to describe it like that because it's not really the way I want to explain it. But like, Doppio, I think, is in charge most of the time, right? And then other, we'll call him Oppiad, Doppio backwards, I guess is either just the stand controlling him when he can, or in need of, like, when someone's in range of that meters, then he can be in control of something. Or maybe, is that the only reason you could be in control? If no one's next to you, can he not exist without Doppio? I fucking called it. I fucking called it earlier. I thought it was a little bit of a stretch because I'm like, that it's not nowhere close to the amount of iron you would need for that. But that's the only way that, like, you would be able to make those kind of objects without having to insert or interact whatsoever, is to use the iron inside the creature. That, ooh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Still fucking nuts. And I wonder if it like it allows you to create and control razor blades made from natural iron inside living creatures. It is definitely exaggerative, but I wonder if this also removes the iron from their body and makes them weaker as well. So that's why he doesn't have strength or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know what happens if you lose iron in your body. It's weird that it's in our body to begin with, but I understand. We're moving on. Oh. Are you saying that's fucking creepy? Okay. Original thought. Are you saying that he could repair his body by using the irons in his body parts and stuff? Can he fix dismemberment like that? It shouldn't, but I mean, technically. Well, I guess you can use the iron to put it back, and then you can treat it as like putting screws in your like bones and stuff, and like holding your limbs back. You know, It's not the most far-fetched thing if you do it fast enough, I guess, but like it's still quite a reach, but you know, stands.
もはや少年の目ではない。まるで二人いるかのようだ。
Disgusting.
ひょっとして、
Yeah.
そうな。
Yeah, so he just stapled it back on there. I don't think that just I don't know, actually. I don't know. I know sometimes maybe. The human body's pretty incredible. So I mean, if you do it quick enough, sure. That's just crazy. What an interesting stand. Huh. Anyway. Yeah, confidence makes a huge difference, all right? That's why I always push people to be just extremely comfortable with yourself, all right? As long as it's appropriate. You know, you can be very comfortable with bad parts about yourself too, but like be comfortable with, you know, with the good parts and then be able to carry yourself like that because people do notice. You know, you could definitely tell the difference in a walk or how you act or how you treat people and stuff like that. You know, that's it. Just a little confident. Treat yourself to some confidence.
知りたいぞ。お前が何なのか。
Oh my god, we're gonna see the transformation. We're gonna see the other form. Or stand? I don't know still.
お前の真の姿を息の根を止めるときに何としても知りたい。
This is so good. There we go. C's all around. C's get degrees, except for durability, which is an A. Risotto Nero, Metallica, very cool. I also like that they're little like zombie looking people. They're pretty cute. I like them a lot. This is just, it might be my favorite part of part 5 so far, is the part, again, that has nothing to, well, not nothing to do with them, but the fact that they're not even in the episode whatsoever. I just love this character.
じゃあとりあえずネアポリスに出向いて直接聞いてみるか。
Interesting.
浮かれるな。こういう構成の時ほど落ち着いて行動しろ。
Hold on. Wait. We didn't talk about something yet. When he was on the rocks, before he attacked, he was invisible. Are we safe to assume that he can turn his skin into the actual metallic? So if he was quick enough with the scissors, he could have turned that part of his skin, or well, I guess that was his foot, into that iron to block off like an iron suit. Why would he not use an iron suit? You know, a little more defensively. You know, because because it uses the iron inside your body, and if you could summon scissors and all that shit, if you're quick enough, if someone throws scissors at you, you could ding, get little shield hands or some shit like that, right? You can also get like brass knuckles. You can get a little. That's a pretty cool stand. I just don't know if it's limited to or how much you can actually make, but he made a fuck ton of stuff in the air, dude. So why not cover yourself in armor? Because he wants that element of surprise. So he uses a more reflective, so he does more of like a mirror-esque kind of thing to, you know, help hide. Very, very, Metallica is very cool.
湧き水、植物の中にもある。
That was. This is a fucking movie. These two have. God damn it. This is so good. Jesus Christ. Did you see that little effect he had? That little shine? I want that to happen when I'm thinking. Go back.
砂の中にはもちろんあるし、湧き水、植物の中にもある。
Ooh. Oh my God. Sick.
そして鉄は人間の中にも当然ある物質だ。
Okay, real quick. I think he's doing this in a harder way. All right. I think we need to spend a little bit more time getting a little bit more creative with these abilities, right? If you can generate iron, if you can generate items out of this person, out of these people's bodies and stuff like that, if you can make ecto knives, exacto blade knives, whatever the fuck these are, out of ground, you can easily lock this bitch into the ground. You know, get some like handcuffs, handcuff him to the stone at the bottom. You know, if you could lock him in place, push him over with like a more thicker object, a more blunt, lock him on his back, get like more chains to go across, and then just like a guillotine. You know, we can. You can get real creative. We have a lot of potential with this shit, all right? You need to lock down your enemies. You're giving them way too much freedom. Go. Fuck. Yeah.
何をしているのだドッピオ。
Yeah.
奴の攻撃を
Oh, that looked. This is so good. I know he was just flailing his arms around, but like it was the fluidness of the movement. This feels like a different show almost. You know, we have been chilling, kinda the last half of the first half. You know, it was fun, but this is juicy. This is juice. This is so good. I love this character.
重要な物質
Sure.
鉄分が体内から一気に外に出ちまったらどうなるのか簡単に言うと
I was asking about that. We were talking about that earlier. What happens when you get rid of all the iron? What if you keep making shit? Simply put, your blood turns a horrible shade of yellow and you die. So you don't even technically need to kill him. You can just just keep creating shit until there's nothing left to make, which it should. Like again, there's not. I can't be that much. And then you just instantly. This is not. No wonder he's like the #1 assassin. You don't beat this fucking dude. Does that mean with like if he versed oh fuck, not Fugo. If he versed the guy with the gun, if he versed Sex Pistols, excuse me, sorry, I'm blanking on the name. It's been a hot minute. If he shot him with a bullet, well, it depends on what the bullet's made out of as well. I guess it really depends on the tip. Could he stop the bullets in midair, like kind of like that? You know what I mean? Can he stop any kind of like metal projectile towards him? Because we didn't see that with the scissor.
血がおぞましい黄色になって死ぬ鉄分は血液の中で呼吸によって入ってきた酸素を捕まえて体の隅々まで運ぶ役目を負っている、もしそれがなくなると指先や脳みそだとかに大切な酸素が全くいかなくなる、つまりすでに
So if you're low on iron, you'll kind of maybe not immediately feel those kind of symptoms, but like you'll start to have those kind of repercussions, side effects, whatever it may be. So when you're prescribed to have something with more iron in it, it just makes your body run better in general because it helps, you know, it just helps the entire fucking system. We're fucking learning here.
リゾットは右側から回り込むように向かってくる。そして消えるぞ。見えなくなる。
All right. I think as long as you get within the space frame, the 6 meters, I think you're fine, right? Because we just gotta unlock boss at this point. So you need to fucking the second you see him, you fucking launch your whole fucking Luigi side B over that way. You fucking get over there so he can take over.
来た！攻撃だ！引っ張る力があるはずだ！俺の体から鉄を引っ張る力！
You're using the magnetism against him because since he's using it in your body, if you hold up that thing, it'll act as a compass pointing towards the direction of the magnetic pole because he's pulling the shit out of your body technically. Okay. No. That checks out.
酸素が行き届いていないだろう。お前はもう完全に出来上がった。ピクリとも動けないはずだ。最初とは違う。
That's a trademark. We're at the end of the fucking episode. I'm gonna lose my mind. We're not even gonna see the fucking the other form yet. So I wonder now. Since we're so nervous about the other form, what does that exactly mean for us, right? So that must have meant that this body, this Doppio, did not take the picture of her mother. It must have been the other form. And there's something even crazier about the other form, I guess. Right? Because like he would have. I don't know. I just feel like there's something else with it. There's something. Fuck. Just keep going, bitch.
楽しみだぞ。お前がこのまま死んだ後、どんな顔になって死ぬかが楽しみだ。
So he's not. This is not his actual form then. This is a disguise. Because once you die, I'll be able to see what your face truly looks like. So he stays hidden in in a younger version of himself, which I don't know how that fucking happens either. I guess because obviously the muscles like pop out of this bitch, right? Oh my god! And we're not even gonna fucking. We're at the end of the episode.
Metallica!
There is no fucking way he got lucky. You got lucky Did Aerosmith just fucking save your life? You look cool as a redhead. That's nuts.
やはり敵はすでに来ていたのか。しかしぶち込んでやったぜ。手応えはあった。
Right, so we threw the knives all the way down there to get their attention, so it looked like that guy was the fucking stand user. Well, he is the stand user, but like he's the stand user attacking them from up there, so when you threw the knives, it got their attention, and then that got him to shoot it. Very, very smart idea. That's crazy. Yep. So it just looked like he was an assassin trying to like attack them from. This is fucking crazy. This is nuts. You would have won, but you got outthought. Sometimes it's not about like just pure strength or pure skill, dude. Sometimes it's just a great plan. Sometimes it's all it takes, all right? You could be up against the biggest bitch you can see, but like, if you got a good plan and that plan like follows through, sometimes that's all you need, man. Sometimes it's all you need is just a little throw the dagger off the cliff and just that was fucking wild. Let's wrap this up. Hold on. That was incredible. An incredible 2 episodes. I want next week to be here yesterday. Tomorrow.